What's up, guys? Welcome back again to the Crest of Courage card game channel. Today, I've got an updated version of my Phoenixmon deck for you guys to check out. So without further ado, let's get to the deck list. So starting off with the eggs, we just got 4 copies of the BT15 Yokomon, who just has on deletion, return 1 Digimon card with avian, bird, beast, animal, or sovereign other than sea animal in one of its traits from your trash to your hand. So on deletion, you basically just get to pull any of the pieces out of trash and bring it back to your hand. It's really helpful for building a new stack and for triggering a lot of our other effects, which we'll get to later. So 4 of it is a must, and that's pretty much all you need. Moving along to our level 3s, we got 4 of the BT15 Biomon. I would say this is a must play at 4 of. You got the start of your main phase effect, that by trashing 1 Digimon card with the avian, bird, beast, animal, sovereign, other than sea animal and one of its traits from your hand, you can reveal the top 4 cards of your deck and add any 1 red card among them to your hand, and then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. So you get to search for any red card. It could be tamer, option, anything. It's very useful, especially for some of our little tech options that we'll get to later. And then also has the inheritable effect that when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, gain a memory. That's also very nice to have. And then we have our other main searcher here, another 4 of the BT11 Biomon. Has the on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 red Digimon card with vaccine trait and 1 red tamer card among them to your hand, and then bottom deck to rest. And then the inheritable on deletion, if you have a red tamer, gain a memory. On deletions are very good in this deck, so we got a lot of search power between those two. And then we just have 11 rookies. We just have 3 copies of the BT13 Biomon, who has the on play effect that by returning 1 of your Christie Daemons to the hand, this Digimon may Digivolve into Garudamon in the hand, ignoring the Digillusion requirements and without paying the cost. And then on deletion, draw 1. So we do have a lot of ways to play this out by an effect. And, if we happen to have our Christie out, we can, return her to the hand to warp Digivolve into Garudamon, which is really awesome. So that's it for the level 3s. On to the level 4s. And we're not playing too many level 4s, just the 7 of them here. Now, it might seem a little bit weird, but we do have the ability to warp straight to our level 5s, and probably no surprise, we're playing 4 of the Garudamon Aces, which are pretty cheap to just hard play themselves, so you kind of just start at level 5 anyway sometimes. So we really just don't need too many level 4s. The main one here I have 3 of. The BT15 Birdramon has a 1 Digivolving effect to return 1 of your red Digimon with any of the avian, bird, beast, animal traits from the trash to your hand. So again, returning things from the trash to the hand is really great. It's going to trigger some effects like our Sora that we'll get to later. And then also has your turn once per turn. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, gain a memory. Again, whenever we're removing some security, we get to gain some more memory. And then we have 2 of the blocker Birdramon. Nothing too crazy here, just kind of nice to have a blocker once in a while, and has the on deletion to play a red tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost for its inheritable. Again, on deletions are great for this deck, so that's going to come up for sure. And we got to play a couple Saberdramons. This thing is so good. Has just straight up raid and retaliation, so you just raid into something and retaliation to blow it up, or just raiding over things. Either way, it's a very useful effect to have. And then on deletion, inheritable to return 1 of your red or purple Digimon cards from your trash to your hand. Again, returning things from trash to hand will trigger a lot of effects, so again, a very good inheritable. And yeah, like I said, that's really all the level 4s we need. On to the level 5s. Alright, like I said, we're playing 4 copies of the Garudamon Ace. So of course, it's an ace, it can blast Digivolve, and has the on play or when Digivolving effect that you can play a 4 cost or less red tamer from your hand without paying the cost. So really awesome to just straight up hard play this for 4, and then just play a 4 cost tamer for free right along with it. Not too bad if you have to do that. And then all turns, once per turn, when 1 of your tamers is played, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. Doesn't come up a whole lot, but it can for sure sometimes, and it can help out occasionally. But then I just have 1 of the blocker Garudamon. It's got the exact same effect and inheritable effect even as the blocker Birdramon. I just like to have 1 of these because occasionally you want to have a little bit stronger of a blocker or be able to play one out and then, you know, having Garudamon in the name, you can warp to it sometimes. So it's just kind of a nice option to have, not super necessary. And then we have one of the BT13 Garudamon, who also has on play, and when Digivolving, you may play one red Tamer card with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying the cost. So we can't play Sora, but we can play our other Tamers. And then on deletion, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. Again, on deletions are nice. This is just kind of a non-ace option version of this one. Again, you could cut this if you want to, or you could even cut one of these, so maybe throw in another one of these, whatever. But if you're going to add anything, I would add a 4th Garudamon X. I'm currently only running 3 because, for one thing, Biomon can't warp to this one because it's not Garudamon, it's Garudamon X-Antibody. And, yeah, I don't know. You could bump it up to 4 if you want to cut one of the other Garudamons. That's totally fine. But this thing is one of the best cards in the deck for sure. Evolves on Garudamon for 0, or has the on-play and when Digivolving effects to return a red Digimon card from your trash to your hand. Then, if Garudamon or X-Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much DP or less than this Digimon. So 8k or less. Pretty good to delete something, and your turn once per turn. When a red card returns from your trash to your hand, one of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn. So again, anytime, you know, its own effect can trigger this, or any of our other effects that return stuff to the hand can trigger this thing's effect to give something Rush, which is really nice. And then on deletion, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Not too bad at all. So yeah, again, like I said, a really, really powerful card. If you want to cut any one of these to bump this up to 4, that's totally doable. I've been thinking about doing that, but yeah, I just kind of like having this one as an option, and I just really think this one is a must at 4. So that's pretty much it for the level 5s. Let's go on to the level 6s. So for the level 6s, we've got 3 Phoenixmons. Pretty much all you need here. We got on play, on deletion. If your opponent has 3 or fewer security cards, delete one of their Digimon with the lowest DP, and if they have 4 or more, trash the top card of their security stack. Not bad at all. And then when Digivolving, you may play one red Digimon card with 5,000 DP or less, or one red Tamer from your hand without paying the cost. So you Digivolve this thing out, you get a free Tamer or another free Digimon play. And then if you just hard play this thing or play it out by an effect, like from Phoenix X-Antibody, you also get to either trash a security or delete something. So yeah, pretty awesome. Definitely the best Phoenixmon right now. And then we also have 3 copies of Phoenixmon X-Antibody, which can Digivolve on Phoenixmon for a cost of 2. Otherwise, Digivolves for 5 on a level 5. 13k DP is pretty great, though. When Digivolving, Blitz is really good, so just straight Blitz into something. You don't really have to worry about the high Digivolution cost. And then your turn, while Phoenixmon or X-Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, attach End of Attack to all of this Digimon's on-deletion effects. That right there is nuts, because all the on-deletion effects that we have from all of our lower levels will be triggering off that, you know, playing out Tamers, gaining memory, drawing cards, whatever it may be. It's lots of great effects, especially its own on-deletion effect, that you may play one 11,000 DP or lower red Digimon card with Avian, Bird, Beast, Animal, or Sovereign other than Sea Animal and one of its traits from your hand without paying the cost, and delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much DP or less as that Digimon this effect played. So yeah, basically you just get to play this thing out for free, and pop something with that effect, pop something with its own effect, and then you can, you know, potentially give this Rush with one of our other effects. So that is pretty awesome. And then surprise, last but not least, we're playing one other level 6. I got 1 copy of Medievalgallantmon to throw in here. This thing is just absolutely too good not to play if you can. Since we can search for any red card with our one of our Biomons, you know, why not throw this thing in here? It's pretty easy. So yeah, this thing has, when this card is played, by suspending 2 Digimon, reduce the Digivolution cost by 4, so it goes down to 7 costs to play this if you suspend 2 things. It can be 2 opponents' Digimon. It's got Alliance and Vortex, so it can Alliance to, you know, swing and get a couple checks, or just Vortex into a Digimon as soon as you play it. And it has when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 Digimon, then you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8k or less DP, and then for each other suspended Digimon, add 3,000 to the DP deletion effect maximum, so you can delete like 11,000 pretty easily. And then all turns once per turn, when a Digimon is played, you may activate one of this Digimon's one Digivolving effects. So yeah, this thing is just super busted. It's really, really easy to just, you know, toss into any deck, especially this one. So let's take a quick look at our level 7s. I'm just running 2 level 7s. We got the old Blitz Omnimon here. You know, what can we really say about this guy? When Digivolving, unsuspend, Blitz. It's just your finisher. You know, it's a red deck. We got a lot of good level 6 red cards. Digivolves for 4 on a red, so why not just have that in there as our finisher? And then we got the level 7 Crimson Mode Ace here. Just really nice to have a high level ace to go into if needed. And, you know, he pops like 15k worth of Digimon on your opponent's turn when they attack you, so you can kind of prevent yourself from getting knocked out there. And then when attacking, for every 10 total cards in both players' trashes, you can trash top card of their security. So you can kind of just go for game there on the following turn, potentially, if there's enough stuff in the trash. But yeah, it just gives you some good options there for your level 7s. Neither of them are really necessary for the deck, much like Medievalgallantmon isn't. I just think they're kind of good tech cards to throw in here. So that's it for all of our Digimon. Let's move on to the Tamers. All right, so moving right along to our Tamers, starting off with Sora. We got 3 of her. I think you could play 4 if you wanted to, but at least 3, I would say. So she is our memory setter. Start of your turn, if you have less than 3, she'll set you to 3. And then her other effect here is all turns, whenever a red Digimon card returns from your trash to the hand, by returning this Tamer to the hand, you may play one 11,000 DP or less red Digimon card with one of the avian or bird traits. Then you actually minus 2,000 DP for each of your opponent's security. So the main thing you want to do is get your opponent down to about 3 security, and then use one of your effects to return something from your trash to your hand, and then use her effect to bounce her back to your hand. And if they're at 3 security or less, you can play at least a 7,000 DP. So that way you can play out Garudamon Ace, which just lets you play her right back out again. That's really the main combo there. And then we also got 2 Akihos, and she has the on-play effect to reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a red Digimon card with vaccine trait among them to the hand, and then bottom deck the rest. So the searching effect is really nice, but the main reason she's here is for the your turn effect, that when you play a red Digimon with the avian or bird traits by an effect, by suspending this Tamer, you can give the Digimon Rush for the turn. So again, we have a lot of ways to play things out by effects. And then, you know, suspending her, we can give something Rush. It's really nice, either giving a Biomon Rush or giving a Garudamon Rush, whatever it may be, giving our Phoenixmon Rush that got played out. Every time I think about dropping her down to 1, her effect comes up a lot, and just really reminds me that I like to have at least 2 of her around, but I do want to try to bump up Christy to 3 sometimes, and I just can't quite find room. But we got 2 of Christy Damon. She's really good. Starting your main phase, if you have a bird or avian trait Digimon, you gain a memory. And then on play, one of your Digimon gains on deletion. You may play 1 Biomon from your hand or trash without paying the cost until the end of your opponent's turn. So you just play her out, give something that on deletion effect, swing into security. If they die, oh well, we get to play a Biomon out for free. And then if it's the BT13 Biomon, we can return this Christy back to our hand and then warp it into a Garudamon, which can potentially just play the Christy right back out again as well. So there's a lot of looping with this deck. We're doing a lot of effects to return things from trash, return her to hand, play something out, play her back out. We play a Biomon by an effect, return her to hand, warp into Garudamon, play her back out. A lot of things happening, suspending her to give things Rush because we're playing things out by effects a lot. Honestly, if I could, I'd bump all of them up to 3, but there's just not enough room because there's a lot of really good options in this deck. So this is kind of my ratios for now, but I am always kind of looking to tweak that. But that's it for our Tamers. Let's move on to the options. All right, so let's start with the 2 protoforms. Now, I know these things are pretty expensive right now, so if you don't have these, honestly, you can just play the regular X-Antibody. It's not a huge difference. That one will still do well in this deck. I just prefer this one because this one's main effect is one of your Digimon without X-Antibody in its Digivolution cards may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the X-Antibody trait in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1, and if it did, you place this card as its bottom Digivolution card. So basically just lets us go into Phoenixmon X for a little bit cheaper because it is a very expensive Digivolution. Even, you know, Digivolving on Phoenixmon for 2 is a lot more than a lot of X-Antibodies. And then it has this awesome inheritable effect all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by one of your effects. From this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you can return one Digimon card to the hand and then place one X-Antibody on top of your security stack, and then it just has the effect to return back to hand. So it just loads itself on security, and then they hit security, and it goes right back into your hand. And it lets you pull something out of the sources, so you can kind of start building your next stack. So, you know, kind of just fits the theme of the deck, you know, getting things back from being deleted. And also the main reason, like I said, is just giving us a cheaper Digivolution for Phoenixmon X. Then we got 2 copies of Wings of Love. This is a really strong card. It's only 2 cost. Main effect is you may play 1 red Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Then, if you have a Tamer with Sora in its name, you can return 1 red Digimon card from your trash to the hand. So, I mean, you just play this thing for 2, play out Sora for free. That's a 4-cost Tamer you get for free. You can just leave it at that if you want to, or you can then return, you know, a red Digimon from your trash to your hand, which again, you could just leave it there if you want to, or you could pull the Sora back up, return her to your hand, you know, play something out for free, and then potentially maybe play the Sora out again. So really, really strong card for only 2 costs. It's doing a lot for us. Like I said, even if you just want to use it to play out a Sora for really cheap, that's fine, but you can really do a big wombo combo, playing a bunch of stuff out for just the 2. And then we also got 2 red trainings. I don't think really much needs to be said about this card at this point. 2 costs to search the top 2 cards of your deck, add any red card to your hand is amazingly useful because almost everything in this deck is red except for our 2 X-Antibodies and our 1 Omnimon. It can add literally anything, and then also, you know, gets the delay effect to you know, pop it to reduce a Digivolution cost by 2, which again helps us for some of our late game Digivolutions. And then last but not least, just 1 red Scramble. Again, I'd love to, you know, bring this thing up to at least 2. This thing is actually really, really good in this deck. It's only 2 costs, but its main effect says one of your red Digimon may Digivolve into a red Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. Then place this card in the battle area. This is great because not only is our Phoenixmon X expensive, also if we want to go into Saberdramon, a 3-cost Digivolution for just a level 4 Digimon is kind of a lot, but, you know, this helps a lot with those high-cost Digivolutions. And then also, start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, you can use the delay effect to return 1 red Digimon card from your trash to the top of your deck. And then, if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1 red Digimon card with 2000 DP or less from your trash without paying the cost. So again, you know, getting to play stuff out and easily, we have a lot of ways to give stuff rush in this deck. You know, it's great. And then, you know, security effect to play a red Digimon card with 2000 DP or less from your trash, and then add this card to hand. Again, yeah, just a lot of ways to play stuff out for free. Really makes me want to bump this up to 2. Like I said, kind of hard to find room in the deck at the moment, but it's a very, very powerful card in the deck. But that is really it for the options. All right, you guys, that about wraps it up for this deck profile. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about it in the comments. Ask any questions you might have. I'll try to help you out. And if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button. It does help me out a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. But that's going to do it for this one, you guys. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.